We're now here on day 5, nearing the ending. We've got 3 days left, and on this week on, interesting thing to note, food overall has been pretty good. The prep's been kind of weird for it at times, kind of modifying a few of the measurements ever so slightly on certain things, just because it seems like there's not enough specifics on certain things. And some of the things seem to be oddly heavy in terms of like measurements of certain things, even with specified measurements on certain things. Lack of timing notations on things. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It feels like the book could have been written a little bit better, but other than that, the food in terms of the idea of what's behind it, it's been pretty good. I really liked last night's chicken, so that was good. Afterwards, we had some ice cream at Freeze Frame, and that was my night there. A little bit larger than I would have anticipated having, but I wanted to go out for some reason. Now, going to be kind of similar to yesterday in terms of the prep, which of course was similar to day 1, but we do have corn checks and fruit instead of oatmeal today, so I just didn't feel like doing oatmeal this time, so we're doing like cereal with a little bit of the oat milk. And of course we still got green tea. So go to work, and then of course we'll have the fiberwood mar at lunch. We'll see what's up for dinner today. It's going to be quite interesting today as well. I mean, a lot of these are interesting, but some of these for a dump dinner. This one today as a dump dinner recipe is going to be fascinating, because it's not something I thought I would have saw on here. All right, we have now made it to dinner. Technically, it's a little early for dinner, but we do have to be somewhere tonight. So given how long prep does tend to take, even though these are supposed to be quick and easy, the fact of the matter is prep still is required to get to the point of actually cooking this stuff. And because there's so many ingredients and whatnot for these different things, and the fact that I'm actually doing 2 again today, we do need to kind of make sure I give myself enough time to get ready. I'm personally ready enough, but obviously we've got to eat, and Gail's got to get herself ready. So what are we doing today? Well, this is the point in the week where normally I would have burgers and fries. But these are dump dinners. You wouldn't possibly have anything even remotely close to that, would you? Oh yeah. Easy oven cheeseburger sliders on the dump dinners. Yep. We're going to have cheeseburger sliders from the oven. Oh, and then of course, to cover the fry part, not quite fries, but it's still potatoes. Honey mustard roasted potatoes. There you go. It is what it is. So we are having something similar to that. So let's see. We've got our red potatoes. Now I'm going to tell you, the grocery store I went to, and I could have got them at a different grocery store, but the one I went to, which is cheaper, did not have the smallest one, so this is not going to be exactly according to her recipe on that regard, but I'm still going to have them in small enough pieces. Shouldn't make much of a difference, especially given the fact that the ingredients are fairly basic on this. You've got onions. This is my substitute for just putting in onions. And then, of course, the honey mustard dressing. And basically, you're just going to take this, mix it in with this, once you cut it up and everything, and then put it in the oven. And that's pretty much it for that. That's pretty simple. Then, for our cheeseburger sliders. Now, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so first off, we've got our meat right there, our Beyond plant-based. We've got the gluten-free sandwich buns, which is the closest thing I can come to sliders for Gail, which is fine. It doesn't have to be. Got the exact thing, the Hawaiian sweet rolls, for me to see how that compares to, say, a crystal burger type thing. I've got the onion soup dip, which does not in any way indicate that it's gluten-free, but it does say on there that it just contains, what is that? Milk. So gluten sensitive is all I need. This is gluten-free panko plain something breadcrumbs. It's the ones that we had on hand, so I'm like, I'm not going to buy any if I've got something. And then about 4 slices of American cheese. Now the funny thing is, this is just to make the burger. She's got a unique style on this sort of thing but in the book, she even says, once you've finished making it, add whatever toppings that you desire. Lettuce, tomato, pickle, etc. So once this is, I guess, at the point that I'm going to have it in the oven, I'll start setting up for the toppings and whatnot. This should go pretty easy for the most part because both of these are going to be in the oven probably about the same time because they're both at 400 degrees. So I'll prep it, get the items ready, which shouldn't take too long, and then cook them pretty much simultaneously. Update on progress. Combined the potatoes. I used 3 of the small ones. I think that was enough. I got about a generous spread of the essence of onion. They asked for 1/4 of a cup of chopped onion, but I just do it based on how much I think would be enough. And then the honey mustard, that was 1/4 of a cup of honey mustard, and then I just mixed it all together. What I'm going to then do is spread it on this, and once this is ready, this is supposed to be at 400, we'll put that in. Once this part gets ready, which is not quite ready yet, but we have our breadcrumbs and our onion. Now this was only a heaping tablespoon of the onion soup, and then this was about 1/4 of a cup of the breadcrumbs, and then I'm going to put the whole pound in there, mix it up, and then I'm going to put it in this pan, poke it with forks, and it should be ready. Alright, it's ready, and my god, this does have the appearance of a crystal burger. It's very strange. I'm very, very interested to see how that is. Okay, we've got this. We've added cooking spray and put those on there. We're going to put them in there both now. And this one, potatoes, being 35 to 40 minutes. Probably minimum that much. I don't know why I closed it. I got to get this other one in here too. This will have to be in there for about 30 minutes. And so that's what we'll set it to, because we'll also have to do a little bit more with that. That's why 30 minutes on that. Alright, new update. After doing it, it looks remarkably like a crystal patty would look with the add-ins on it. I have decided that I'm going to kind of make this a sort of make your own, because last step talks about serve with desired toppings. So, you know, it's kind of a pick your own anyway. But with the Crystal Burger sort of comparison, I really want to see how much this will feel like that. So I'm obviously plant-based. I don't have like true Crystal Burgers, but I have had plant-based Crystal Burgers before, and I've also eaten Crystal Burgers without the meat. So what you need is you're going to need some pickles, ketchup, and mustard, but I've put out other things in case Gail wants some, or if I want some at a later point. But all that's ready. I've gotten Gail's bread ready. My bread's pretty much ready. I've cleared the dishes. I've still got about 4 minutes to go before I have to take it out and do the next step, but we're pretty much ready for the next step. Progress report time. Let's see. Potatoes looking pretty good, I think. And let's get that meat out. Oh. And we'll have to kind of get out the juices from that a little bit, and then add the cheese, and then we put it back in. Alright, so plant-based has no juices. We're going to put this back in there after adding the slices, and then keep it in there until it's melted, probably when the other stuff is done. Alright, we've popped them out. They look done. I don't know what the world is going on with that, but they look done. So we pop them out, and then we've got this. It looks that way because I've already started kind of divvying it up in spaces there. I've kind of made, it says to make 16, but then of course it also required more than what I had. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got about 12. So there you go. So we're gonna plate these, and we'll go on to the dinner table. Well, so the potatoes turned out rather interesting. They were cooked a little well on one side. I don't know if that's because I didn't put enough spray on it, whatever. They're hot. They're cooked good enough. I can definitely taste some of that onion salt. Not a lot of the honey mustard flavoring that I can tell in it, so I don't know, maybe a little bit. Maybe that's because I had the ketchup. Let me try one without it. I don't see a huge difference on that part. So let's try the slider. Now this is a traditional Crystal Burger style slider with just the burger cheese bun, mustard, ketchup, and pickle. Definitely thicker than a Crystal Burger. Yeah, not quite as greasy either, which I guess because of the plant-based, that would not be that. But it's still good though. It's a good plant-based meat. Works very well. Would enjoy it. Here's my conclusion for today, day 5. This is 2 days left now. It's been pretty good so far. Everything's been good. Gail has made the statement that there really hasn't been anything bad. And while this is true, there are certain things that I do have a little bit of issues with what the cookbook does utilize. And one of the things is really not as simple as the Dump Dinner advertisement makes you think it is. You're still having to put in a lot of work on a lot of this stuff. So I don't know about the ease of everything, but it's definitely been good. So can't complain about that. Obviously some modifications have been made, and we'll see what tomorrow has in store.